Happy after all. I'm happy after all. They try to break me, but I'm strong. I'm happy after all. Take your time and take control. Life is hard, but not for long.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for being patient with me, and to any new subscribers, a very warm welcome. We've been working on some new content, and this is the first episode of Tea and Talk. Today we are going to be talking about being young, black and living in the diaspora. I'm joined by the lovely Tedrah, our lovely life coach. I will put her details down below that you can follow her on her socials. So it's just going to be a chilled talk. We're just going to chill out and just talk about being young, black, and even being a female within the diaspora. We're going to be talking about our lived experiences. We're going to be talking just giving young people advice as well from our lived experiences. So Tedrah, just going to start off with, tell me a little bit about you. Tell me who is Tedrah?
Tedrah. So hi everyone, I'm Tedrah. I am a mindset and relationship coach. I am a mom of 4. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, I'm a mom of 4. And yeah, I'm just doing me, living my best life right now. Yeah, that's me.
Wow, amazing. So when you say you're a mom of 4, how old are you, if you don't mind telling people?
I am 28. Okay, I'm a mom of 4, yeah, but I'm a mom of 3 and I've got a stepdaughter, so that makes it a mom of 4 because she is mine. But I have only given birth to 3 kids and I'm 28.
Wow. It's still a wow.
It's still a wow. It is a wow. Even my dad goes wow sometimes. Wow. So yeah.
Okay. No. What made you get into life coaching? What made you, be a mindset coach?
I mean, if you're here for 10 hours, yeah, sure, let's go for it. But no, so I decided to become a life coach because I've experienced a lot of different things in my life. Like I experienced a lot of challenges as a black girl, as a black African girl, as a girl that has this culture that she has to follow, and a girl that is now living in England and having to adapt to this new life all that. But so I started being a life coach because I believe that I have a purpose to help people, and God gave me all the wisdom or the knowledge to help and care and support people in different ways. And for me, I thought it was like through nursing. Typical Zim thing.
Of course, yeah.
Through like counseling, teaching. I tried everything, nursery working. And when I met my husband, he said to me, "Oh, why don't you be life coach? Put yourself out there, da da da." I really looked at him like funny. And then now we're here 10 years down the line and I'm literally doing exactly what he told me to do. And
I told you so.
And of course it came. You know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really what led me to become a life coach, because all the experience I've experienced, I don't want people to go through those things without having the background knowledge. Like I didn't have the background of it and understanding of it, which then led me through depression, anxiety, stress. And it's like, I don't think you have to go through all of that to find your purpose.
100%.
You can find your purpose and find yourself with the right guidance. And my part is to help people just to get there and to really truly be themselves, because girl, this life we're living, being a black girl is tough out here. And it's hard to be yourself. That's facts.
100%. It's funny that you should say that, where you shouldn't wait until you're depressed and you have a breakdown to find yourself. Because for me, earlier on this year, I was telling you that I had my breakdown and I felt really down and depressed. I felt like for someone my age, 29,
you're older than me.
I hadn't achieved as much as I should have achieved. You know, I was struggling with my career. I'm not married. I don't have 4 kids. As we always, you know, so it's a thing of where I felt like I was a failure at that time, but I didn't realize that I was breaking down.
Yeah.
100%,
yeah.
You know, it was just all that it was playing at the back of my mind, and I just pushed myself to the side. I was just ignoring it, and then it took for me to have a massive mental breakdown and crying to my siblings and saying that I can't do this anymore. You know, I remember even calling my mom and just breaking down on the phone to her. My parents just being like, I can't do this life anymore. And I was trying to tell them why. They just couldn't understand. And my mom, I live alone. I live in Manchester, and my poor mother had to drive at midnight just to come and make sure I'm okay. And, you know, my siblings the next day were like, you know, you have to come back home for a little bit. And that's when, you know, I started finding myself. I stayed with my brother. God bless his soul. Like, and, you know, him and his wife helped me on my journey. And you know, they were telling me like, look, you have to find yourself and find your true purpose and find who you actually are without the influence. It's hard because you've got the influence of trying to make your parents proud, trying to be young, you know, trying to be successful as a young African. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's funny you should say that. You know, you shouldn't wait until you are breaking down. And this is where also my page comes in, where I'm trying to raise that awareness and break that stigma of, you know, you can find yourself, you know, before all of that, and it's fine to find yourself. It's okay to not be okay some days. That's my tagline. It's okay not to be okay. We all have good days, we all have bad days. But me, when I had my bad days, I ignored them. I put myself to the side because I was like, I was always the helper. In my family, I'm the helper. In my friendship groups, I'm the helper. I'm the one that's always confiding, like, you know, people that they confide in me and comforting people. So it was like, no, I can't have feelings. My family didn't tell me that. My friends didn't tell me that. It was me. I told myself that.
So I feel like that sometimes. Like, it is them things where, like, what you're saying about you felt like you are now at this age and you should be here and you should be here and you should be here. No, you shouldn't. Like, the reality of it, no one should be at a specific place at a specific
100%.
time. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own path to take. And some people, it takes longer than others. I sometimes sit here and think to myself, oh, like, I could be in Spain on a holiday, but I'm in a hospital room giving birth, or do you know what I mean?
And it's crazy because I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be like her. You know, I went on holiday this year, and I was just like, no, but I should be. It's crazy how mindsets work.
And we're literally like, it's the opposite. For us, what you think, you want from me, and what I want from you, it's just mad.
It's crazy.
It's mad. Because even when I see you on holidays, I'm like, this girl's on holiday again. Like, I'm gonna go on holiday. We're gonna have my kids. Do you see what I mean? Now I have to start thinking, who's gonna have the kids? Who's gonna do this? But when I took myself out of that mindset and really just focused on my kids and said to myself, you know what? My time is coming. Right now, God wants me to be here. And I even said, like, I was actually on the phone to my mom the other day, and I said to her, you know what? I think for me, God said, I'm not giving you your career until you finish having your kids. Because it's literally, as soon as I finished having kids, as soon as my last born turned 1, everything in my life started changing. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, I wasn't meant to go back to work. I was going to be a full-time mom. But then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm meant to go back to work. Went back to work, didn't like it. Started a new career. Started my own business. Doing something that I love, that I'm passionate about.
And there's no problem with starting again as well.
No,
like, just because you went and studied something as well doesn't mean you have to stick to that. There's plenty of people who are in nursing who I know now, they're going into tech. What a completely different world.
It's like a whole different. It's like one is over there, one's over there.
Literally, but there's no problem in doing that. Whatever makes you happy. Even myself, amount of times I've kind of changed career paths, and I studied psychology. I kind of stayed within mental health, but I was working with young people.
Yeah.
I've worked with adults, but I think my calling is more with young people.
Yeah.
You know, and I went for a job interview the other day, and they said, you know, you're not a manager. You're a people person.
You're a people
we want you to
you are
be
a people
yeah.
person. Yeah. Like, have you seen you with my kids?
Thanks. And they're like, you're a people person. Like, you need to be front stage.
Yeah.
You can't be backstage. And they were like, we want you to apply a job role I've never even imagined. More money. No one come for me. But you know, I just put my application in. I'm still waiting to hear, but it's something I would have never dreamed of even thinking of starting to do.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And some of the jobs I've been hunted for, you wouldn't have thought that I'm. But it's like that thing of, no, I had my mindset of, I'm a psychologist. I'm gonna go do my PhD. I'm gonna go do my PhD. I'm gonna like just focus. I'm gonna go to clinical psychology, and this is what I'm gonna do. It's so crazy, and like you said, you know, it's also about God's timing.
Yeah,
like, you know,
definitely.
And we have different paths. And that's the thing. Comparison is the biggest thief of joy.
It is.
It's the biggest thief of joy, because I would tell myself, oh, I needed to be at this age having kids and being married and doing all of this. I need to be playing household. But I was having a talk with one of my other friends, and you know, we were just talking about it. I was like, you know what, actually, I don't think I'm ready to have kids. And she was like, are you not the one that just woke up and messaged me going, you know what, I'm just gonna like go to start find a sperm donor and have children.
But it's like,
and I was like, you know what, no, I don't think God is like, you know, wanting me to have kids right now. I need to build I know that I'm destined for something
100%.
For something great.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to provide for my kids later on, I need to build this empire first.
Yeah.
That I'm building, and along the way, I know my husband will come.
Yeah.
And there's a verse in the Bible for anyone any believers out there that says, "Peace that surpasses all understanding."
Yeah.
And that's all I've been having.
Yeah.
Ever since, it's just a peace. Situations I should be panicking, I'm not panicking. Like, you know, I'm
That's so true.
literally,
it's
like certain situations, it's like, you know, and people see me right now spending money, they're like, cost of living, what's it? I'm like,
it is what it is. It's God
fine.
has his way.
Exactly, it will work out.
It will
work. So this sudden peace that my dad always taught me about, like,
it's now
just
there.
calm down.
Yeah.
You know, he used to say it in Shona, I'm like, man, I want to calm down. But, you know, which means, you know, my child, just calm.
Yeah.
God has got you. And I'm like, you know, I'm being young. You don't understand.
I need to be doing this and this and this.
No, you don't. And the thing is, it's like, you do have societal pressures.
Yeah.
So, and many influences, like, of having that. You see things happening in society. You see those people doing certain things. But don't look at everything you see on social media and say that is what it is.
Oh no, honey, it's not.
So it is so fake.
Not.
But you know, how do you deal with societal pressures, or what would you advise someone who is struggling with those societal pressures?
You know what? The best thing that I've learned through, you know, starting to put myself out there is that if that person can do it, what in the world is stopping me? Like,
literally,
what is stopping you from doing exactly the same thing that they're doing? Nothing. It's all in here, and it's all in here. Like, when I started, because I came off social media for like 3 years.
Yeah, I remember. It was annoying. I would see fire memes. I finally sent it to her.
I came on social media for the longest, and then when I came back, I created 2 accounts. I created an account for my kids, and I created an account for myself and my business. On my account for my business, I had to really put myself out there. I had to start recording videos of myself and editing them and having to hear my voice back.
That one is.
Oh, that was draining.
That one, sister.
Like,
I used to edit all my videos on mute.
I tried that, but then it wasn't working because you need to listen to it to have the background music to have. Girl, I was like,
It's hard, but not for long.
Welcome back to part 2. Girl, being almost 30, this technology will kill us.
I can't do it.
I can't do this technology.
This is why I just send everything to Steve, because I cannot be dealing with computers, phones. Nah,
yeah.
But, yeah.
You're lucky you got a husband that can do that for you. I gotta do it all by myself. Again, don't compare yourself. So where were we? Was talking about
Me coming back, social media.
Yeah, social media and so in terms of like so I'll ask the question again. Since the technology was an enemy of progress.
Yes.
So talking about social media influences and social media pressures and societal pressures, to be honest. What would you say to someone who is, or what do you do in terms of someone who's struggling with those social media pressures or those societal pressures?
So I tend to remove those pressures by really putting myself on what I'm scared of. Yeah. So I step outside my comfort zone. I have stepped outside my comfort zone and really put myself in a position where this is what I want, and I want to do this for me because it makes me feel good, and because I'm so scared of that thing, I have to push myself to do it. And the more that I pushed myself to keep recording, to keep putting myself out there, to keep being silly and being me, because that is the person that I want to be and that I truly believe is me, I'm now doing it every day. Like, I do it on a daily. Like, even, I think it was this morning actually, I said to my husband, I was like, have you noticed, like, I've become a lot sillier? And then I was like, not that, I don't mean this offensively, but it's like, I'm becoming a bit like you. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm not offended or anything. And I was like, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm becoming more free. Yeah. I'm more myself. And he was like, no, yeah, you have. Like, you're a lot more comfortable with who you are. And I've developed a sense of confidence instead of anxiety.
Love that.
Because that's where I struggled a lot. Like, no confidence, 100% anxiety. Like, that was me with anything. I even used to have anxiety over doing things in front of my stepdaughter, because I'll be like, she'll go tell her mom, and then it'll become a thing, and then I can't be myself because it's embarrassing. And it's like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, girl, what are you embarrassed for? Like, be you.
Just be you. Yeah, definitely.
I would honestly, like, the biggest advice I'll tell people is that just be you. And really be content with being you. And I am always straight up with my clients. I always tell them, it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, yeah, you just wake up and it's done. It's not easy. It's a journey. It's a process. And it is a journey worth taking. That's facts. 100%.
Okay. No, I love that. Yes, you hit the nail on the head there. Just kind of like being... But it's hard. I'm gonna play a little bit of the, on the
devil's advocate.
I hate that saying so much.
I know.
But it's like, I don't know, just, it's hard. It's really hard to just be you. And like, for me, in my whole I'm saying my age again. My whole 29 years of this life, like, I've tried so hard to fit in, per se. And it's like, and I feel like that's another thing where I struggled, and that's what I struggled with, is that whole where do I fit in? Yeah. Like, I had friends of different races, 100%. all different, and I'm not just saying off color. I've had people who were friends who are black, but different cultures.
Yes,
and it was just finding about that sense of belonging, of where, like, okay, fine. Don't get me wrong, me, I love being a Zimbabwean girl. Yeah. My mum always says you can take the girl out of Zimbabwe, but you can't take the Zimbabwe out of the girl. No way. No, thank you. Give me high foods any day. But it's like, but then still that finding that sense of belonging and inserting myself in different cultures. And I love learning about different cultures, but there's a fine line between learning and kind of trying to belong as well.
100%. Yeah.
But I had I had a good upbringing.
Yeah.
My parents provided me with everything I needed. They taught me about my culture, you know, and all things like that. But but it's just like this is where the topic comes from of, you know, being young, black, and living in the diaspora, because you're exposed to so much and so many different people and different things and
different cultures.
And you kind of you lose yourself, and you know, where it's like, and in other cultures it's the norm to get married often at such a young age as well. So I used to have friends like now where I see that 25 they like married off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I so behind? And oh my goodness. And, but not knowing that that's their culture, and some of them, you know, are not happy in those marriages as well. And it's like, oh gosh, okay. And now, you know, the older you get, the more you learn and the more you see, and you're like, oh, actually, I don't want that for me. I'd rather wait. I'd rather marry late and marry right than marry early and marry wrong, like and things like that. So I think ignoring, it's hard. It's so hard. Ignoring those societal pressures, you know, and those social media. And like I was saying before, don't believe everything you see on social media. I always tell my niece, like, you know, everything you see on social media, don't believe it. It's not what it seems. So we'll watch it. What's that? Was it Blue Theory or
Blue Therapy?
Yeah. And
I was so confused. I was like, what?
And the rest of that stuff is fake, and it's like, oh wow, okay. Oh, you know, it's made for our own entertainment, and it's just, it's crazy to see that, and you compare yourself with it. That's why they said, just be you, be natural, be, you know, be who you are.
Be who you want to be.
Be who you want to be, but bringing that into, you know, I'm going to talk about the biggest topic that we've spoken about, imposter syndrome.
Oh my days, you and imposter syndrome.
Because
it's a thing.
I know it is a thing, and you know, I need to stop telling myself I have imposter syndrome, because I need to rebuke that on me. But guys,
I think we've all had it at some point. Like, I definitely had it. Oh god, I 100% had it. Like, I compared with everyone. Like, I went from friendship to friendship to friendship to friendship to a boyfriend to husband to, you know, work, even work. You can even have imposter syndrome at work because I went from job to job to job to job. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. And it's a thing. Like, you have to really find yourself and be like, is this right? Or what? Do you know what I mean? How is actually your journey of imposter syndrome? Because what are you doing to get yourself out of it?
Hey, who's the interviewer?
Girl, I need to know. Okay, I need to know.
It's turned into my life coach session. Hi guys, welcome to my life coach session.
It'd be like that sometimes. Okay, my husband says the same thing. It's like, is this a session? What's going on here? I'm like,
my journey with imposter syndrome. Like, it's been terrible. Like you said, job to job. Not, you know, I wouldn't say friendship group to friendship group. I've kind of maintained the same friends for like a very long time, and I've let those ones that need to drop off. And I never just those ones that needed to go when. So I wouldn't say necessarily friendship, but for me, it's my career where I have the biggest imposter syndrome, and I tell myself, you know, I don't apply for a certain job because I don't belong there. Why don't you belong? And it's only recent now where I've started applying for bigger companies and bigger, you know, things like that. I had BBC emailing me going, oh, you know, we really love your application. Oh, but unfortunately we just went with someone who's just a slightly little bit more, but you know, we want to keep you on our records for it. And I'm like, me? Little me? Is it me, Jesus?
Like little me?
Literally. And you know, it's certain things, just little things like that. But like, it's like, you would have never caught me doing anything like, you know, it took so long to even start this because I was there's plenty of people out there who are doing
doing
that,
the same thing.
and I don't deserve to be there. Like, they're gonna do better than me. But it's like, breaking out of that is just go and do it.
Just do it, yeah, 100%.
And
just do it. Yeah.
You never know. Like, your idea is different to anyone else.
Yeah.
You never know who, if you apply for that job, who's reading your application and sees that your full potential. And even if you get that job and you get there feeling like, oh, you don't belong there, you do belong there.
Yeah,
that is
100%. That's where you're meant to be.
That is where exactly you're meant to be. And in terms of, I'm like, sometimes it's like I'm insulting God, because it's like I'm telling, oh, I don't belong there, but then it's like, no, God put me there because that's where I should be. And it's like, okay, it's hard.
It's hard.
I feel like, this, you guys are gonna hear a lot. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's so hard. Oh my goodness. But but you just gotta do what you gotta do. You do belong there. You just gotta believe in yourself. And that believe in yourself it's difficult. And it's difficult. Like, even having what it says in the Bible, you need to have faith like a mustard seed, and you just see things. Like, so even having that faith within yourself, that small little ounce of faith within yourself, you will see wonders. Just work out in your life. And sometimes it's just about giving it a go. And one thing, what I like about this life, you can try it. You don't like it,
go to the next thing.
On to the next one. Nobody's gonna judge you. And even if they do, what's their business? It's you. You know who you are. You know where you want to be.
You know what your life is meant to be set up, right?
Exactly. There's nothing. And I think this is what I love about my parents. They will support me in my delulu. And they'll be like, okay, you want to do that? Okay, let's do it. Like, when I was young, I played the flute, I played the violin, I played the piano, I played football, I've done boxing, I did everything. My parents were like, okay, yeah.
What's next?
I never had to beg. Oh, Mom, I want to try this. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's like, okay, you want to try it? Okay, yeah, cool. And I think it's the vital part. And as well, it's even like you raising kids, like, we were having this conversation of like, giving that opportunity to try whatever they want to try.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't know what they're going to end up in. And what they're going to be in. And that's what I'm saying. In this life, you can pick something up. You can drop it.
100%.
I'm going to pick it.
And then drop it. Because even like you're saying with the kids, Benjamin did football when he was 4, right? Like, literally, like 3 months later, he was like, yeah, Daddy, I don't want to do this. It's boring. Yeah? Turned 6. How old is he now? Yeah, he's 6. He was 5.5, and then he was like, okay, I'm ready for football now. So in that time, he wasn't there yet. He was not prepared for that. But later on, he's now like, I'm really into this. I want to do this. And he loves it. And he's also got the support from my dad, which makes him even more like, yes, I'm doing this. Because this person's going to be coming to see me. He's going to be supporting me. He's going to do this. And he's taking me to watch Arsenal. And you know what I mean? Like, he's got all these things. And if you can get that person that can be there for you to the extent of actually telling you things that you need to hear, not what you want to hear, it makes a big difference.
100%.
It makes a massive difference. I did childhood and youth studies in uni, and I did psychology. And then I thought, okay, my path would be like counseling or something. Yeah. But then I just did nursery work, became a teacher, worked with young people with challenging behavior.
You hear that?
Didn't like nursery was just a no. Even now when I drop my kids off at nursery, I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this. It's a mad thing. Okay? Yeah. But I've now come back to that psychology that I did 8 years ago. Yeah. But I did so long ago. Yeah, I've come back to it, but in a different dynamic, in a life coaching aspect. And this is, when I tell you, I love my job. I love waking up in the morning and being able to put something out there that will help my clients, that will help people in general just see what life can be like is the most amazing feeling for me. That's what I believe God had planned for me and my life. And really and truly, I've always known it, but I just didn't want to listen to the guy. Okay, that's the truth. Okay.
And it's that stubbornness. It's stubborn. You're being stubborn, like, you know, my favorite word, delulu.
It's that delulu,
like, you know,
we're all delulu.
we're all literally like, you know, that stubbornness. And there's certain things of where I know there's been certain situations that I've been in, certain relationships that I've been in, and God's told me,
get out,
my daughter, my child, get out. And I've not listened, and I was like, no, I need to. And again, on. Especially with relationships, I held on to so many toxic relationships.
You're not alone.
Because like I thought, no, because I need to get married. I need to make my parents proud. I've graduated now. I need to get married. I need to start having kids and everything. And you know, I need to carry on with that African roots. Like, you know, that's what we do as African children. You know, and it's like, before my parents, you know, pass away, I need to make sure that they've seen me do all through chapters of my life. And it's like, it doesn't work like that.
No.
And so I've held on to so many toxic relationships which have brought me down and squeezed and drained me so much, because I'm holding on to that with that mindset.
Yeah. And even the thinking you will marry this person that's toxic for you. Yeah.
And it's like, no, God's like, put me on, like, no, this is not what I've destined for you. And this is not your destiny. This is not where you should, this is not where you should be. What will come, what will be for you will come. It will come as easily and as smoothly. Like, you know, so taking yourself out of those situations that you're not happy in, that, you know, you feel it in yourself. And especially as women, we have that gut feeling. We know that gut feeling, but we don't want to listen to that gut feeling.
You don't want to listen to it.
You don't want to listen to it. It's always, no, maybe that red flag it's not really red. It's slightly orange. It's off. No, red flag is red flag.
Run.
Relationships, work, friendships, whatever it is.
You know what? Bring family into that. Because you will also get energy from family members that don't want you to succeed, and you gotta be prepared for that. You have to be prepared to be like, I love you, you're my family, but this is me and this is you. Put that gap between you.
100%.
You have to. Because at the end of the day, if it's draining you, you don't need it in your life. We live once. I am on this planet one time, and I'm gonna live the life that God has planned for me. Not a life where I am anxious, I'm scared, and I'm all these things because this uncle or auntie is going to come to my house and do. I don't have time for that anymore. I really don't. And that's one thing that I'm teaching my kids, like, be you and don't allow someone else to tell you how you should be as you grow up. Yes, be respectful, and you know, you're still a kid, you gotta listen, like all those things, but I want them to learn to be themselves. You know, be and understand, like, being yourself is to be as silly as your dad, you know, 'cause I'm not silly. Be the person that you feel comfortable to be, and don't feel like you need to hide out in the shadows because you're just gonna sit in a corner and just not be yourself. No, just be you. That is my biggest thing for my kids, because I don't want them to go through the things that I went through and be quiet about it. That's the worst thing for me, like them being quiet. I'm like, even like my stepdaughter, I'm like, girl, come here, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. What's that boy's name? What did your friends do? And I'm like, let's go, and then now all her friends love me, and I'm like, that's the relationship I want with my kids, because they have to have that position where they can be open to talk to us, which we didn't really have with our parents because they're so African, you know. But I feel like now I've got it with my parents, but when I was young, if I had that, I think it would be so different.
100%. It's African parents will love you.
We love you.
It's a different topic, but you know, we won't go there. But just to tie up, what would be your final piece of advice for a young Black person living in the diaspora?
Oh man, I think it will have to be to have an understanding of your culture, yeah, but also have an understanding of who you are, because there's no reason why you can have one and not the other. You can have your culture and you can be that Zim girl that, you know, obeys and does their duties as that Black African girl, but also remember that you're still you and you're growing up in this completely different country that has completely different rules to, you know, the life that you're living inside your home. Even though you're still in England, your parents are still raising you like a Zim girl or like a Nigerian girl, or, do you know what I mean? Or all these different African countries. But be you. And don't be afraid to speak to your parents about it. And if you feel like you can't speak to your parents about it, go to the next person. Yeah. Aunties, uncles,
siblings, if you have them.
Yeah.
Older siblings, yeah.
Talk to someone, because the worst thing that you can do is keep everything to yourself and not be unapologetically you. Amen. That is all you gotta be in this world.
Amen. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you very much, guys, for listening. Stay tuned for more episodes of Tea and Talk. Thank you very much, Tedrah,
for having me,
coming on. I will put all the details for Tedrah's pages down below, but feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.
I'm happy after all. They try to break me, but I'm strong. I'm happy after all. Take your time and take control. Life is hard, but not for long.